Are you wondering how you can be financially happy in 2021? We all know in the year of 2020, it has been really tough for us. If you are one of the people that had a tough year, then guess what? I'm talking to you. In this video, I want to talk about 4 action steps that can help make your life a little bit easier financially in the year 2021. So stay tuned. Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sharon and I'm here to inspire you, share tips, reviews, and my lifestyle, all to help you grow. Having a happy financial life, it takes effort and it doesn't happen overnight. You have to plan and take action in order for it to happen though. Just dreaming about it and thinking about it, that's not gonna cut it. Sorry. I want to share some tips with you that will help guide you on the road to a financially happy life. That doesn't mean everything's going to be perfect, but it does mean you will be equipped with new habits that will allow you to sleep a little bit better at night and not stress all day about your money. Number 1, learn how to say no. Believe it or not, some people have a problem with saying no to people. They are very uncomfortable with the word no or saying the word no to others. Some of us may have friends and family members that want to celebrate everything under the sun. And please do not get me wrong. You should celebrate even the smallest wins. The question is it in your budget? How much have you saved in your budget to celebrate small and big wins? So when a friend or family member invites you to come out and celebrate to a 5-star restaurant, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, can you afford it? If you cannot, then you need to ask the question, will the bill be split, or are we just paying for our own meal? Or you may just have to decline and say, you know what? I didn't put that in my budget this month because you gave me short notice. So I'm going to have to decline your offer. But I will send a card and maybe even a small gift. As I mentioned in previous videos, there are a lot of nice $10 or less nice gifts you can send to a friend and family member. And if they don't like it, you may have to question, is that a friend? Because that's all you can afford. You don't want to show up at the restaurant with your friends and family and they're ordering tons of appetizers, drinks, big meals, and then they say split the bill at the end and you're estimating $25 to $50 and your portion of the bill is approximately $100 to $200 at the end of the day. And you're like, no. Ask the question before. Don't be afraid. Learn to say no if you just can't afford it. It's okay. And if it's not okay, then you may need to revisit who your friends are. Bottom line, don't try to keep up with the Joneses, because when you get home, you'll be the only one with a full tummy and a negative bank account, or not able to pay a bill because I didn't want to say no. Another example of saying no is to maybe our children, who I know from firsthand, it's so hard to say no to your children. But guess what? Saying no to your children will teach them that you may need to plan for something. There's a new PlayStation out. It's about $500. And I'm sure a lot of parents got to ask, can you buy that for me for Christmas? You know what? If it wasn't planned for, if it wasn't budgeted, then you need to tell Junior the truth. No, sweetheart. Mommy cannot afford it. And we can plan for it maybe in about 6 months. Or you can do extra chores around the house and save up, or find some extra jobs that you can do to help out. And maybe I'll go half and you'll go half. Believe it or not, this is teaching your children about money, how to save money, and how to budget money. And you're also teaching your children it's okay to say no sometimes. That doesn't mean you don't love your children. That means you can't afford it and it's not in the budget. Sorry. Number 2, another way to be financially happy in 2021 is have a budget. If you don't set a goal for your money and tell your money what to do, your money will be confused and blow with the wind. And before you know it, you started out with $6,000 in your account for the month. You ended up with maybe $20 and you don't know where the rest of the money went because you didn't set a plan for your money. You need to set a goal for your money. You need to tell your money what to do, not your money tell you what it's gonna do. Okay? You are in charge. So before you know it, you could start out with $1,000. You start shopping on Amazon. Then somebody's birthday came up and you're buying unexpected gifts. Then an emergency happened with your car that you didn't estimate in your budget. Oh, why? Because you didn't have a budget. Next thing you know, you're like, where did my money go? Well, you didn't make a plan for your money. That's where it went. I always like to offer this app called Every Dollar that I personally use, and I love it. Take 15 to 20 minutes a day to just fill it out one time for the month, maybe go in and tweak it a couple of days during the month, and that will give you a clear picture of what you have planned for your money and where it is going. And you always want to make sure you put a little aside for miscellaneous, for those unexpected things that you need to buy. But guess what? You planned for it. So it's okay. You're good. You're ready. You have a budget. You're ready. You're good. You're planned. You have a budget. Okay. All right. By doing this, you know where your dollars are going and you're less stressed trying to figure out if you have enough to pay bills or have fun money because you didn't plan for it. Number 3, don't use a credit card unless you can pay it off immediately. That means check out, pay bill. Using a credit card is so easy to do. You just whip it out and swipe, or whip it out and type in the numbers and you're good. But guess what? At the end of the month when the bill comes with the interest due, now that's a whole nother story. Now you're stressed because you didn't plan for all of that. And you can't even pay the whole bill because you forgot to do your budget to set aside that money for that upcoming bill with interest. Get my point? When you make a purchase without planning for it, that's considered impulse buying. If the item was planned for after you used the credit card, you could pay it off immediately. No stress, no problems. Doing this will give you a peace of mind. And it says that you can afford it because guess what? You planned for it. And you don't have to worry about the bill coming later with possible interest on it. Number 4, have an emergency savings. Having an emergency savings can literally save your life, okay? And it doesn't have to be a large amount, but something is always better than nothing. I know a lot of you weren't expecting a year like we just had in 2020. I know I wasn't. No emergency is never really expected. Your car can break down. Yes, even your brand new car can break down. You could have death in the family and need to travel to go to the funeral. You can even have purchased a brand new house and something in the house can break down. You can get sick or ill and your prescription cover may not cover the entire cost of your prescription. Or worst scenario, you can lose your job. Having several savings accounts is key, but if you could only have one, try to have at least $1,000 minimum in your savings account, if you can. If you need to save $5 a month until you get to that $1,000, or declutter your home and find some items that you can sell, or maybe even pick up a side hustle to earn some extra cash. That would be great. I would highly recommend that, because the sooner that you get that $1,000 in your savings account, the less stressed you'll be, and you'll also have a little bit more peace of mind and a happier financial 2021. To me, not having an emergency account is similar to having a car with a full tank of gas, but guess what? There's no gas stations around. So when that gas runs out, how much further can you go? Ugh, there's no more gas to put in there. What are you gonna do? Right? That's my analogy anyway. Guess what? You are eventually going to run out of gas. What I'm trying to say is, you are eventually going to have an emergency. Why not start now preparing to having an emergency savings account? I love hearing from you and look forward to reading your comments. So please keep them coming. I would love to know, which one of these action steps will you implement? Or do you have another goal to set in 2021 to be financially happy? Let me know in the comment section. Remember, money can buy you things, but it cannot buy you happiness. Thanks for chatting with me.